Welcome again to another episode of the Goalpost Gossip. I'm your host, Alton. And without further ado, let's get this ball rolling. And welcome back. Welcome back to this week episode. And we're going to be talking about the Premier League as usual. Well, past weekend of Premier League was very exciting. What you think about that? I think he was very excited. The weekend started with this glorious game, Chelsea versus Newcastle. And everyone know what we expected when we go to St. James Park, right? Any team that go to St. James Park is subjected to have a difficult evening, right? Chelsea started the game horrible. Like, it could not be worse than how it was. Yes, it was just all Newcastle. Newcastle was just pressing down Chelsea like, bruh, like Chelsea was nowhere to be found. It seems like we didn't have a clue of what's going on. And we conceded two goals. And, oh boy, the two goals are conceded by, it was just terrible defense. As I said, the entire team was looking lost. The entire team was looking lost. Fafana with his two left foot, trying to dribble from the back when he was, he's been trapped. Lose the ball, concede a goal. It's like, rule of thumbs, man. You are under pressure. You are close to your 6 yard. I mean, you've been surrounded by 3 or 4 opposition players. Just play the ball long. Just play the ball long. You are not the best defender in the world with the best dribbling skills and all that stuff to be trusting yourself to be dribbling from, then you lose the ball, he's out of position and boom. Anthony Gordon was a menace in the first half. He was lost in the second, to be honest. But yeah, it's all mistake by us. Watermelon. Yeah, that watermelon guy who's like 8 feet, 9 feet tall, man. Like, come on. The goals, he scored good goal, but as you can tell, they're all defensive errors because how unhurt. You are behind this guy with a ball coming in your box. As a defender, you need to be in front of him. You need to be, and you cannot stretch your foot longer than him. You cannot stretch your foot around him because he's 9 feet tall. His legs are 8 out of that 9. You know what I mean? And they do have an opportunity to kill the game. He missed another great chance, but lucky for us, he didn't score. But in the second half, Chelsea came out and Chelsea did the same thing that they were doing in the first half. So it lead me to say, like, it's two halves in football. Why we didn't came out blazing? Like, what happened? Why we came out so subtle than just sitting and just taking all the pressure? What was the difference between the second half and the first half? Why we didn't came out with that positivity, that energy, that drive, that confidence? So we came out the second half and we did great, and we scored 2 goals. I mean, we could have win the game based on, sad to say that, but a game could have went both ways because it was a game of 2 halves. They played great in the first half, we played trash. They played trash in the second, we played. So I think it's a fair result based on how we play. But we came out, that free kick by Reece James, man, was golden. It was great, inch perfect free kick. So that was very good. Palmer, very good display in the second half, also positive. As I said, the second half the team was good. My one issue was Garnacho right throughout the game. I don't want to speak bad of Garnacho because he's playing for Chelsea, and my expectation is that he's going to become good, great. But in the game, Garnacho was rubbish, total rubbish, and I'm surprised he didn't get taken off because I think Garnacho have like 10 chances in the game, and only one of them. I think one of them was on target where he tried to go to the near post, but he had like 10 chances, man. And not only the chances that he had that he missed, it's the dribble. Like I think Garnacho have like maybe 20 one-on-one dribbling opportunity, and all of them fail. All of them. He hasn't beat his man not once in the game. I haven't seen that. If you see that, let me know. But that was horrible display by Garnacho. Horrible. It's just so predictable. Like, just try something different. You know what I mean? You are very predictable, and that is horrible. That cannot make you be a very very good footballer. You have to know when to switch it up. No, try something different in training, man, and come and bring it to the pitch. If you see your style is not working because the defender is blocking you out, or they're allowing you to run down on your left foot, not allowing you to cut. Try something different, Bridget. We're tired of your foolishness now. We're tired of it. All right, enough of Chelsea because we're looking forward to Aston Villa, which is going to be a very, very good game. Speaking of Aston Villa, wow, that game against Manchester United was a very, very good game. Aston Villa is showing why they are saying Aston Villa is title contenders. That's what they said about every team that goes in the top three, and you know what I mean, in top two. Not looking at the depth of the squad and does this team have what it takes to take it all the way? No, I don't think Aston Villa do. They're having their moment right now, and you know what I mean. I think they're going to finish in top four. You know what I mean? They have a great chance of finishing top four, but winning the title, no. I don't think so. Aston Villa is looking good though at this point. They're like 10 out of 10. Yeah, they're going really good. Aston Villa, yeah, and they beat the big teams too. They beat the City. They beat the Liverpool. I think they beat the Arsenal already. Yeah, they're going good. Not to say they're gonna win, but they're looking good, and I like that for Aston Villa also. So good win against Manchester United. That goal that Manchester United get, Matty Cash mistake. Yeah, these are the things that I'm talking about. Defenders who are not world class defenders, and what they're trying to do by dribbling out from the back when they're under pressure, and they causing the team, it's just horrible. You know, play your role, man. Pass the ball up. If you have space, yeah, go for it. But you don't try these things so close to your goal. You lose the ball, then you're out of position, and you know what I mean. It's just horrible mistakes made by these professionals. But the game was a very, very entertaining game. It came to a live after in the second half. Rogers on fire. He's been the scoring machine for Aston Villa. He's doing great. So let's see what they're going to bring to the table against Chelsea. I think when no, it's on the 27th. So it's the day after Christmas we play them. No, the day after Christmas. Yeah. So let's see. Also, Manchester City briefly took over the top spot. Everyone thought that Arsenal was going to run away with the league. We know Arsenal way too well that Arsenal don't have the capability of running away with nothing. You know? At one point, Arsenal was like 11 or 12 points on the top. What happened? Arsenal fans, what happened? So everybody's running down. And as I said, I could say it's a very poor season. And last week when I made my video, I was kind of debating if it's a very competitive season or, but it's a poor season, man, because teams are struggling, and then it seems like other teams are so much in form. And then when you look at the points difference, they're not so far away from the struggling teams. Look at Liverpool. They also win their game against Tottenham. Soon touch on that, but struggling teams doesn't seem like they're too far away from the teams who are in form. Arsenal was way up there, wasn't losing any game and all these things, and Arsenal see destined to run away with the best team in the Premier League and run. Look, they're only 2 points ahead of City, and just because they barely won that game against Everton. You know what I mean? So City win, took over the lead. Haaland scored 2 goals. You know, yeah, yeah, okay. But City seems like they are getting their little groove back. You know what I mean? And this will also pose a threat to Arsenal. And that's what I'm saying. That is, Arsenal is just very bad lucky when City and is when Liverpool is down, City rise. When City seems like they're down, Liverpool rise. Arsenal just cannot get a break. You know what I mean? And this is not. Yeah, they have a better chance winning Champions League than Premier League. Yeah, they have a better chance winning Champions League than Premier League to me. But let's see. The ball is round. Speaking of Liverpool now, Liverpool did won their game against 9 men. 9 men Tottenham. But Liverpool did struggle. They won, but they did struggle. They won 2-1, and it was rough getting over the finishing line for Liverpool. They struggled. And Tottenham, even though they went down to 9 men, Tottenham was giving their all, man. Tottenham was like, we ain't got nothing to lose. We are going for it. You could score 10 more. We are going for goals. And it was a very, very, very entertaining game, I must say, because Tottenham didn't give up. But so yeah, it was a good watch. So Liverpool is level. I think they're level on points with Chelsea. I think so. Yes, they are. And as I said, they are struggling, and look where they at. You know what I mean? It's just a poor season for everybody. Even when they looking good, they are not doing good at all. Because Liverpool, nobody struggles more than Liverpool, and Liverpool is like, just goal difference keeping them out of the top four right now. So poor display by the Premier League, I must say, this season. Very poor display. Yeah. So everybody's up there fighting for the title. It's, as I said, it's going to stay away from Arsenal. Arsenal had their chance, and we know that they always falter. They just choke. They just don't know how to take it to the finishing line. So it's a jumble. It's a mess. It's hard to predict, but I'm just gonna say that Arsenal is not going all the way, and I don't think Aston Villa have what it takes. But it's a jumble. Maybe Sunderland come and win the Premier League, or Brighton. On the other note, like Leeds, I don't think like Leeds deserve to be where they at, man. Leeds is playing some very good football, man, and they're a nightmare to like the big teams and so forth and so on. Leeds is doing very good, and they're sitting like what, 16 or 17, I think 16. Like how they sitting at 16 and they're playing good football, man. They deserve to stay in the Premier League. Maybe next season not gonna be the showcase like what they're showcasing now, but they're doing good. Leeds are doing they're doing very good, and they're sitting in 16. But yeah, that's the Premier League cap. Over by Bundesliga, Bayern is being Bayern. They are having that firm grip on the title. They're running away from everybody week in week out. Bayern winning. So Harry Kane scores again. I mean, Luis Diaz score. But very rare you may see a game Bayern play and win and Harry Kane don't score. Even if they don't win by Harry Kane scoring, very rare he don't score. That's the better point. I didn't see Nicholas Jackson not even in the lineup or nothing. I don't know. Maybe Nico is injured. I need to probably look that up. If he's injured, let me know. Maybe, but Nico. Yeah, we thought that you would went over there and make a name for yourself, man, to come back to the league on fire. But yeah, I guess Nico is not getting enough game time because he didn't make great use of the opportunities that he get. But hey, let's see how it goes at the end of the season. If Nico will be back, or are we gonna try to sell him to Bayern? Maybe you don't want to come back. You know what I mean? But that's how it is. La Liga, Barcelona run past Real Madrid. So Barcelona is sitting at the top now, I think by like 3 or 4 points, something of that sort. Real Madrid is not the Real Madrid that everyone also think that they are. Neither are Barcelona, but apparently Barcelona is doing better than Real Madrid. So Real Madrid is losing games that they're supposed to win. So it's ridiculous. Like Real Madrid is seems like they are such a great team, but I don't know. Maybe the style of football changed because they have good players. They have quality players, great players. But for some reason, they just don't seem that dominant as how they were over the years. So let's see. La Liga is very competitive. Nobody else is close to them. Atletico Madrid is like in third, but they are like almost 10 points away, 9 points away from the top, and like 7 points away from I mean, 5 points away from Real Madrid. But you know, it's normally Real Madrid or Barcelona. That's how that league is normally. Is you can always predict Barcelona or Real Madrid. So it's not that crazy of what's going on. But yeah, that's it for this week video of the Goalpost Gossip. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow the movement at Gossip Goalpost. Comments. As usual, until next time, peace.